Hello everyone, it is me, Maddox again. How is everyone doing? Sorry I haven't been on here done a video in a while. I am actually just, it was about like Saturday I got back from vacation. I was down in Ocean City, New Jersey, did some DDR, and I actually upgraded from doing just a single pad and doing like the double pad, doing both pads at the same time. I'll tell you right now, that is where the fun is. Just hopping from one side, like pop, 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 being all awesome. I was getting plenty of people watching me while I was doing that. I got a lot of attention. So, before I get started, I want to show you all a shirt I got when I was at Ocean City. Hold on. Can you read that? If you know where that is from, give me a thumbs up or a like or something if you know where that is from. So, today, this video right here, right now, that I am doing for you is more about Bigfoot. There was some stuff I didn't mention in my last one when I talked about, I did all my long conversation about it, so I want to continue it with some more stuff and see what you guys think. Alright, so some basic, so for Bigfoot, long story short, is a bipedal, hairy animal that lives all over the world in North America. So that's what Bigfoot is. And let's talk about some of the things, you know, that people look for when they go Bigfooting, or you know what they notice for Bigfoot and all those other things. Another some definite Bigfoot evidence or Bigfoot characteristics, I should say, is wood knocking. And what they do is probably get like a big branch or something and go whack, whack on another branch, make a loud echoing noise, letting all their like Bigfoots and animals know that, hey, I'm here. Where are you? Or that's also what they do with their howls. They do these long blood. There's a bunch of there's some of them go whoop, whoop. Some of them are like, some of them like howls. I've even heard that there's sometimes that they actually whistle. So you like, or like there's some sort of like whistling noise. You know, try to like hide, maybe make them sound like they're a bird. Because that's what I've heard, that some of them do mimic birds to not give away their position and make them think, you know, that they're birds. So they don't think, oh my god, there's a Bigfoot over here. No, it's really a bird, you know, but it's really not. It's a fake. I'm wearing a mask. I don't know. But yeah. So that's definitely some other characteristics of Bigfoot. So people who like to go Bigfooting like to do is they do some wood knocking, or get two pieces of wood and knock them together, and see if they can get a response back. Let's see. Okay, another one is this one is more of a aggressive, I guess action towards people and other things. Is rock throwing. And what Bigfoots will do is that they will grab rocks and, you know, throw them at people. And it's like, I don't want you here. Sometimes they're not always small rocks. There have been some stories that people are fishing by a river or canoeing or kayaking down a river. Next thing you know, there's this big rock, possibly like a boulder, thrown at them. Like a big like, what was that? And that's another thing, that Bigfoot probably throw like bigger rocks at people. And as a warning sign, you know, I don't want you here. I think probably one of the best evidence of rock throwing, actually kind of caught on camera, was back during Monster Quest. I think it was season 1, I think. When Bigfoot attack, and while they're shooting, Jeff Meldrum was also there. I like him; he's one of my favorite guys. Not compared to Finding Bigfoot guys. You guys are the best. But while they were shooting, they had rocks thrown at the cabin that they were at. Because that cabin there gets a lot of Bigfoot activity, and they were having rocks thrown at them. And later that morning when they went to go check, when it was late out, they went to go check to see, you know, they find any rocks. On top of the roof was a decently sized rock that was not there before, that was thrown there from the forest. They never found they never found out what threw the rocks at them. But, you know, it's kind of an interesting thing that the Bigfoots throw rocks at people. It's more of like an aggressive, hey, I don't want you here. Get the heck out. Other things I mentioned before, howls. There are, you know, multiple different kinds, like I mentioned before. The biggest evidence is footprints. but footprints are rare to come by. It's one of those things that you need to be there at the right place at the right time to be able to find them. So, cause some of them are, the best place to possibly find them is maybe after, if you're not in a snowy area, the best place to find them would be maybe like after it rained recently when the ground's still soft, or along rivers on like the soft the soft edges of it, where if an animal stepped on, they leave a footprint. Around a pond, anywhere where it's wet or soft dirt is probably your best bet of finding a good footprint. Really, if you think about it. Let's see. Another thing about Bigfoot footprints, especially a lot of different pieces of a good majority of Bigfoot, is that their foot is flat, like completely like flat. If you know what I mean. And it's not like they have like, it's not like they're us when they have they don't have this. It's more like it's more flat. So that's another good distinguishing between some Bigfoots. Some Bigfoots do have them kind of like us, but more or less. But since they're so heavy, they're the majority of a lot of Bigfoot footprints and stuff like that are pretty much flat. So that's another interesting thing. Let's see. Oh, another thing is that sometimes if you can't see a Bigfoot, like in the case of like the skunk ape, where it got its name from its smell. Smell is another way of seeing if a Bigfoot is in the area. If you smell something really, like a really strong, like dirty smell, there's a chance there might be a Bigfoot in the area. That's where the skunk ape got its name, because it smelled so bad like a skunk that if you smelled that in the air, there was a chance that it might have been around the area, or it is, I guess you want to say it's upwind of you. So the wind's blowing at you, so I guess that would be upwind. So that's another way of knowing that if Bigfoot's in the area, it's definitely a good indication that maybe you're in the right area. Another thing is that Bigfoots come in majority of colors. Some Bigfoots are brown, some Bigfoots are black, and then there's the occasional Bigfoot of seeing a black or a white or gray one, which indicates that this might be a much more older Bigfoot, like pretty much like if you want to call it grandfather or grandmother or something like that. So that's a different kind of colors that come in. And also, some people think, they're out in the wilderness and they see like a small footprint and they're like, oh man, this must just be some kid. Well, do remember that Bigfoot do come, do have kids, or I guess if you want to call it, I don't know what you want to call it, younglings, or you know what I mean, like babies and stuff like that. So of course, if you think out there, you see them with like small little footprint. You never really know. So don't be like so discouraged if you find like I don't know, like a let's say for like a 5 if you don't go for like a like a 10-inch footprint, or something like small like that, or yeah, don't be surprised if you see a smaller footprint than you'd usually see from the 12-foot big ones that you normally see. So always keep in mind that there could be a young one in the area. Let's see. Yeah, so let's talk about evidence, along with some other evidence. Let's continue our talk about evidence, with evidence that people try to get. In a lot of Bigfoot videos, people have always said this over and over and over again, that why can't we get a video that's not blurry? Like, why are almost every single Bigfoot video always like blurry in some way? Well, a lot of it is, a lot of people are saying that the camera was malfunctioning, or maybe the distance, or some people say, well, we're in 2012. Why don't we have like cameras? I want people going out there with these high def cameras that see every little inch and cranny of everything, and who really knows? But a lot of video evidence. We'll go along with video evidence for now. A lot of it is actually sometimes captured by accident. There have been some cases where people don't even know they captured something on camera until they look at it later, and they're going through and like, oh my god, what the hell is that? Like, I did not see that there. And it's kind of interesting that some people don't even know what they even capture on camera most of the time. But for people who do notice, it's hard to get a good shot. So who really knows about why that always happens? Maybe one of these days, I don't know. Who really knows? Okay, so speaking of evidence, I'm going to play for you one of my favorite howls I've ever heard of a Bigfoot possibly making. The one thing I do like about this video is that everything is unknown about it. The date, the date of it is unknown. The location is unknown. Everything is about it unknown. And I just love this. This is a really good howl. So I'm hoping if you're able to hear it. If for any reason it is too loud for you, turn it down now. If I think it's gonna be too loud for you, turn down your volume right now. And then as you listen to it, turn up the volume necessary so that's proper for you. Okay, here we go. Epic, wasn't that? Just imagine being in the middle of the woods and hearing that. The back of my hair would stand up from possibly terror, mostly from excitement. Because, oh my gosh, there's a Bigfoot in the area. That would be the most amazing thing ever. And, so that's one of my favorite Bigfoot howls of all time that I've ever heard. Let's see. Oh, so some shows that that made me interested in Bigfoot and all the other things. When I was younger, like I said, I guess in my last video, there was a book that talked about the Patterson Footage Loch Ness Monster, and I was just pretty interested in it. Don't mind that, that's my phone. But it's I've always enjoyed the show. They always had like these random little shows that talked about it. I talked about Bigfoot, but the ones that started it for me were like Animal X on Animal Planet. That show was amazing. They possibly got a video of Bigfoot, an image of Bigfoot while they were recording on camera. If you want to know what I mean, look up Animal X, or another way, Animal X, Bigfoot. Is that Bigfoot on camera? Like, question mark or something along that. You might be able to find it, but it's a really interesting thing. They possibly might have gotten it. Let's see. There were a few Bigfoot shows here and there all over, Bigfootville was another good one. But my main one, Finding Bigfoot. This show brought back the Squatch in me. Once I started watching this show, I just love this show. This show is the most amazing show I've ever seen. And I'm hoping to meet them all again down Unlocked in September, or later in October. But so yeah, so that's what I love about. So that's pretty much just the things that got me interested in Bigfoot, and also all the interesting events that happened with it. And another thing I'm going to reiterate that I did for my last video is actually, you know what? Never mind. Forget that. But yeah, I guess for my final thoughts about this is, I'm going to be going on a Bigfoot expedition, later in September, end of September, with a bunch of people, a few friends of mine from Adventure Club in my college. And I will be 100% sure that I'm gonna try to be as much thorough as I can with what we have, to get as much good evidence as I can. And as soon as I get, when the expedition does happen, I am doing a video of it once I get back to explain to you all how amazing it really was. And my final thoughts is, I'm hoping I do see Bigfoot, or I hope I get something. When I talked to Bobo like a few months ago, he was on Nightmare Radio, and I called in. I told him that he told me that he thinks I'll have beginner's luck. He really does believe that I might get something on my first expedition. And so far, I'm actually really excited. And later on, in like next summer, I'm actually be going to a much more better place in Pennsylvania, up in the Allegheny area, because that's where pretty much the best Bigfoot stuff is. But I can only go so far since, you know, distance-wise, it's a pretty long drive to get up there. But I'm actually really excited. So I'm hoping that something does happen, and the Squatch. I'm hoping the Squatch, I believe the Squatch is out there. We're just waiting for that one evidence to happen. Also, hair. Hair's also an evidence. Sorry, I haven't said that before. But I'm hoping something does happen, and I am really, really excited. So yeah, so I'm hoping everyone I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit the subscribe button right around here. And I hope everyone has a good day. The Maddox is out.